Hannah. I've been using Young Living products since February of 2016, and today I wanted to share a few of those products with you that have helped me to lose weight and to keep it off. Ever since I was a teenager, excess weight was a big issue that I dealt with. And earlier this year, in February of 2017, I had my annual exam with my doctor, and as always, it began with me stepping on the scale. Only this time, the number really alarmed me. I weighed in at 304 pounds, and it was a huge wake-up call. So my doctor took me into the exam room and began to tell me about my blood work results. He told me that I was pre-diabetic, that I was at risk for heart disease and high blood pressure, and that I had a hormonal imbalance which was contributing to the inability to lose weight, as well as giving me anxiety and depression. So at the time, he prescribed me a medication to help me with the weight loss, as well as a few other medications to help relieve the symptoms of my anxiety and depression. Now, as I go into my story, by no means do I want you to take away from this that Western medicine does not have a place, because it does. But for me, we never really addressed the root cause. And as a result, yes, the medication did help me lose 35 pounds, and it certainly did relieve the symptoms of my anxiety and depression, but ultimately, it didn't help me in the long run. It actually furthered my hormonal imbalance, left me more depressed than I'd ever been, and it gave me my anxiety back after I stopped taking the medication, which really didn't fix anything. So I thought to myself, there has to be a better way, a healthier way, something that's going to address the root of this problem in me, and it's going to give me health benefits, not give me nasty side effects, and not to mention, not cost me hundreds of dollars a month. Even with insurance, it cost me hundreds a month for these medications. So I started doing a lot of research, and I learned a lot along the way. First of all, I learned that supplementation is necessary. We cannot get enough nutrients, vitamins, and minerals from our diet alone, and this is due to soil degradation and changes in farming practices over the years. Now, 100 years ago, our soil was much more nutrient-rich, which provided fruits, vegetables, and other plants that we ingest to get those nutrients from the soil. But unfortunately now, the soil just doesn't have the same nutrients that it did, and so we're not receiving those same nutrients in what we eat. Not to mention the multitude of processed foods which are loaded with excess sugar and fats that are just not what are intended for our body. It doesn't support overall wellness, and that's what we're aiming for. So I like to think about the human body in the same way that I would think about a plant. When you are gardening, you want to start off with a really healthy foundation, a good terrain, if you will. Now that terrain is going to be what allows the plant to thrive. So if that soil has really good nutrients, good sunlight, good water and aeration, and good care, it's going to thrive. Now, this is not to say that if you were to plant in a terrain that is not necessarily as good as this one, that it's not going to grow, because it will, but it's just not going to thrive the same way as it would when you have that really healthy foundation to begin with. It's the same thing with our bodies. When we start off with a good foundation, we give our body what it needs to have optimal health, and it supports our entire body from within and out. So the second thing I learned is that not all supplements are the same, and more is not always better. So when it comes to choosing a good supplement that meets the needs that we're looking for, we want to know what we're actually getting out of it. So this is where bioavailability comes in. Now that's kind of a big word. What on earth is bioavailability? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the proportion of a drug, or in this case, a proportion of the supplement, that when it enters the circulatory system in our bodies, it provides the active effect. In other words, it's how much of the good stuff in a supplement that our bodies can really and readily absorb. So, If you were to go to the drugstore and purchase a supplement off the shelf, the likelihood of the bioavailability for one of those products is not very good. The likelihood that it's going to support your body the way you need it to is not very good. It's only going to hit about 20% absorption rate. That's not very high. So what Young Living learned is that when you combine your supplements with the use of essential oils, bringing them together makes the bioavailability just increase significantly. And there was a case study done on the multigreens product, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit later. When it was first introduced on the market, it did not contain essential oils. So before the addition of the essential oils in the multigreen supplement, there was a 42% blood absorption rate within 24 hours. It's a lot better than a lot of store-bought vitamins that you're going to see, but it's not as good as it could be. It gets even better. So Young Living found out that when they added essential oils to the multigreens formula, the blood absorption rate increased to 64% within 30 minutes and 84% within an hour. That's a much better bang for your buck. And you're going to feel the benefits a whole lot more, especially 30 minutes. That's not a long time. So no other green food supplement on the market can make that claim. I just think that's really amazing. So going back to that idea of starting off with a good foundation, when I was doing my research, I ran into this incredible guy. His name's Jim Bob Hagerton. If you're familiar with essential oils, you've probably heard about him. And I learned a little bit about his research on what he calls the core 4 supplements. So what are the core 4 supplements? Well, they are a set of foundational supplements that are going to support healthy and optimal levels for every body system. And this is where it might get a little bit confusing because we're talking about 4 different supplements, but Young Living has included all of those supplements in 3 different products, and those are what I'm going to be talking about. So those 4 supplements are fish oil, vitamin D, probiotics, and a super greens product. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail and tell you why these are important and where they're found in these products. So the first product that I'm going to be talking about is the fish oil, which is Young Living's Omega Gies. Omega Gies contains omega-3 fatty acids, DHA and EPA, coenzyme Q10, which is a really powerful antioxidant. It also supports all of the energy in every single cell in your body. It has vitamins D and E, with the added benefits of clove, German chamomile, and spearmint essential oils. This one also contains vitamin D, which I'm going to get into. So, what makes omega-3 fatty acids so important? First of all, they are the starting point for all hormone production in the body. Hormones are a big deal. So, omega-3 fatty acids are also essential for balancing and maintaining healthy triglyceride levels, the healthy fats in our blood, supporting healthy brain development, especially in children. It is essential that we are including this in our children's diets every single day. And it helps to keep inflammation at bay. So something else I learned along this journey is inflammation is thought to be the #1 cause of all disease and illness in the body. And chronic inflammation is linked to increased risk of diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. They're a really big deal. So that is where omega-3 fatty acids come in to help you out. The second supplement we're going to be talking about is vitamin D, which is also found in Omega Gies. So vitamin D is interesting. It kind of acts as an additional hormone in our body, and unfortunately, due to the poor nutrition, the processed foods, and the nutrients that we're not getting from eating, the majority of the population in the United States is actually unable to absorb the vitamin D that we need from sunlight alone, which makes it so important that we take it internally as well. So vitamin D is essential for regulating the absorption of calcium and phosphorus, really important for healthy bones. And it also is key in facilitating normal immune system function. So without adequate vitamin D, our body is also unable to convert 2 of the essential hormones that are necessary for a healthy thyroid function. So if you're not having healthy thyroid function, you're going to notice that you are fatigued and you just don't have the energy that you used to have. So that's where vitamin D comes into play. It's not necessarily going to solve all your problems in that area, but it is definitely worth your time and effort in researching it if you're feeling any of those issues. The third supplement we're going to be talking about is probiotics. So this is where Life 9 comes in. This is Young Living's probiotic. It contains 9 active bacteria strains, 17 billion active cultures, and it has a delayed release capsule which ensures that it actually bypasses the stomach acid and gets the healthy bacteria and enzymes into your intestines, which is where they need to be to do their job. So why are probiotics important? Well, first off, our gut is the #1 system in our body. If it is not working at optimal levels, our body is unable to absorb, digest, and eliminate everything that we consume. It helps also to prevent the proliferation of harmful bacteria by creating a healthy environment in our gut. And also, in our gut, all of our neurotransmitter protection starts there. So if we're not having a good environment there to begin with, our neurotransmitters are not going to be able to produce in the abundance that they need to, which doesn't allow us to experience emotions that we were intended to. For instance, there is serotonin. Without the proper levels of serotonin in our body, we cannot experience happiness. And so it's really important that we focus on gut health. If that's all we focus on, gut health is a really good one to start with. The fourth supplement I'm going to be talking about is multigreens. It's the greens product that Young Living has. This product contains bee pollen, barley, spirulina, choline, eleuthero, alfalfa, kelp, with the added benefits of rosemary, lemon, lemongrass, and melissa essential oils. Now, it is due to the barley in this product that if you are someone who suffers from celiac disease, this is not going to be something that I would recommend to you. But if you have gluten intolerance, a lot of people who do have gluten intolerance have found that this does not give them any adverse side effects. So it might be something you want to check into. So why is a greens product necessary? Well, as I said before, we're not able to receive the necessary nutrients and vitamins and minerals from our diet alone. And it's just because food isn't what it used to be. So also, the American Heart Association recommends 15 to 17 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. Now, from when I was younger to now, that recommendation has changed a lot. It used to be, I think, 7 or 8 servings, and now it's 15 to 17 servings. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a lot of money I'm going to be spending on produce, and I'm going to be eating it all throughout the day, which it's going to get really difficult if I were to follow that. And that's where the multigreens comes in and it makes things so much simpler for you. You just take it in the morning and at night, and it just gives you all of that. So as a bonus to these 3 products, I like to use Ningxia Red in combination with them. And if you stay tuned for my next video, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about what Ningxia Red is. But it is an antioxidant superfood which supports every single system in your body. And it's really good. So for less than the cost of a pumpkin spice latte, you can take your 3 foundational supplements every single day. And here are some of the results that I received from taking these for 3 months, a little over 3 months now actually. So I saw a dramatic improvement in my overall health. I have lost an additional 25 pounds from the 35 before, so that's a total of 60 pounds lost, and I've been able to keep it off. I've had increased energy. That mental fog that I felt before, it's completely gone. I have such a clear head now, and I am getting better sleep. I have little to no anxiety, and my symptoms of depression have decreased significantly. I also have better control of my blood sugar levels, and I just noticed a significant improvement in my overall outlook on life. I feel better, and I'm happier, and I'm able to give 100% of myself now to my family and to myself, which really changes things a lot. It just helps me so much. So you can add these into your daily routine. It's a really good place to start on your health and wellness journey. I really hope this information has helped you, and thank you so much for joining me. Stay tuned next week. I'm going to be talking about Ningxia Red. I'll see you then. Bye.